Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. It's been a minute, it's been a month, and a lot has happened during that month, I guess. I've started some things, like I'm in the middle of a 16-day festival for my internship, and things have gotten a little crazy, but I've also made some changes to nerdy artist stuff. I've gotten back into using my content calendar, and I know that, like, obviously I want to be making more videos than just plan with me videos every month and everything like that, but I figured that obviously I'll do this video. It's a very simple setup, and I'll kind of talk about things as they go by. I guess we'll kind of go like back and forth, but I thought that this would be a good opportunity to just kind of have a long voiceover chit chat session. And honestly, I have like no plan for this voiceover, so if I want to bail, I can. I've added music to the entire almost 29 minutes, so if I need to bail, I can, and you'll just have some lovely music to listen to while I work in my journal. But I'm hoping that I can make it a decent way into it. So first of all, I have cut back on Instagram. So on Instagram, I was trying to post 6 times a week, leaving out Sundays, and posting 3 times on each account. So 3 times on my photography account, or personal account, I guess is what I'm calling it now, and 3 times on my like art and journaling account, and I've decided that's too much. I'm not doing it anymore, and now I've cut that down to 2 posts on each, which I think is going to be really great, because now I post one thing every single day of the week, I believe. That's right. And I can't look at my Notion right now to check, but there aren't days where I'm posting like multiple things that have nothing to do with each other anymore. It's going to be really great, especially now that like the blog is on its own day and everything, and I'm not juggling to do like 12 things every single day. I just have to get one thing done or a few things done. And then even on the days where I have 3 things to do, for the most part, it's just on Plan With Me days, because on Plan With Me days, I like to take pictures for Instagram. So I try to get 1 picture of my setup up before the video goes up, and then I try to do 1 after, usually the tracker page. So it's super easy to get those things done and just knock them out all in 1 section. So I've cut back on my work. Just a little bit, and I'm happy about it already. And like, it's just putting too much pressure on myself is something that I do constantly, so I'm not surprised that I was feeling a little bit overwhelmed with all of that. But yeah, I cut back, which I think is going to be a good thing. I'm still having a lot of trouble getting back into vlogging. It's just like, it's hard to film and edit your face all the time. Like, I'm even thinking about this video. This video is completely unedited with the exception of color correcting and the zoom in that I've done for this portion where we're going through my color scheme for the month. I wanted it to be kind of patriotic, but also like not patriotic. And the colors, just fair warning, with the effect that I use on my videos, they don't really look like that in real life. If you have Tombos, you probably know what I'm talking about. The blues are a little bit more blue than they're coming across, but it's because I warm up my shots, and because my hands always end up looking gray, and they still kind of look gray in the shot, but we're gonna ignore that. So I'm just going through and doing all of that and everything. Yes. So I'm not even gonna edit the voiceover. Look, I'm just a complete nomad. I'm just living on the edge. But basically what I'm doing here is putting together a color scheme, which I don't normally do. I did it last month too, now that I'm thinking about it. I had those 3 colors. I think it was pink, yellow, and blue, and they were all really soft colors, and I really liked that. I don't know why I picked 6 colors. It's a lot of colors. But I wanted it to be like patriotic but not patriotic, so I went with like a red and a pink, and then grays and blues, but they're not like the traditional red, white and blue, and there's no like there's no theme really to this setup. Yeah. There's no theme or anything. It's just a setup, and it's very minimal. And yeah. So what else can we talk about? My job is insane. So on the day that this is going up, we are most of the way through the festival at this point, actually. So on Sunday, the 4th of July, I have like a 16-hour shift. I'm working, I think it's like 3 or 4 different events that day. Like, it's nuts. The next few days are absolutely insane. But I've just like kind of realized in the middle of all of the chaos that like there's not really a time when things aren't chaotic for me, if that makes sense. Like, I'm always doing either school or working, and with like family and stuff, traveling sometimes. Like, we're going to Los Angeles at the end of July to see my sister in her new apartment and all of that kind of stuff, and also to bring over her wedding gifts. But it's just like there's never a time where it's not chaotic, so scaling back the content that I'm making was a little bit of a priority. So I'm happy about that. I'm sorry that I'm yawning. I don't actually know why I'm yawning. It's like 10 o'clock in the morning and I shouldn't be tired, but alas, here we are. What else is going on? I really want to get back into streaming. I really miss Twitch. I haven't spent a lot of time watching on Twitch, surprisingly. I just, again, with the festival, the streamers that I watch kind of stream like during most of my hours, so I haven't really had opportunities to watch, but I am really excited to get back into Twitch. I don't know if I'm just gonna like, I have a schedule at the moment, but I don't know if I'm gonna keep it the way that it is, so we have to see how all of that plays out. What else? With content. I'm on TikTok now. I don't understand TikTok at all whatsoever. It's very confusing. Someone will need to teach me. An actual member of Gen Z, because I don't identify as Gen Z, even though I am 22. I'm a 1998 baby and I'm definitely Gen Z, but like, I don't identify with them. They're nuts. But yeah, I'm on TikTok now because I'm posting more reels on Instagram, which I think has been really fun. It's like mini editing for me, at least. So I do edit them all in Rush on my phone first before uploading them to either TikTok or Instagram. So that has been really fun. They're like really simple edits. It's mostly just cuts, but it's, I don't know, it's cool to see all of that come together. And especially my like coffee videos, those have been doing really well. So it's really fun to just, I don't know, see something that's really just a little hobby of mine end up having a lot of viewership and love. So that's been fun. And I think that's it for content. I think that I struggle a little bit with editing my face, first of all, which is why I have avoided vlogging. But also, like, just content in general. It's like hard to come up with content, but it's also hard to like have a channel that's kind of lifestyle centric, art centric, that isn't perfectly planned out, but also isn't like overwhelming, if that makes sense. So I don't want all of my stuff to be like planned to the T, but I also don't want to go into every day without a plan, because that makes me overwhelmed and stressed out. So it's kind of hard to find that sort of balance. So that's, I think, what I'm figuring out next. And I think that cutting some of my content was a good first step in starting all of that. So back to my journal. Now we're working on my famous useless calendar. I literally do this every month and I never put anything in it. But yeah, just filling this out, adding all of the colors. So the colors I swatched on the left side of that card with the numbers and everything, those are just the colors that I picked, and I just picked them I mean, my stuff is in like an acrylic drawer and it has 5 drawers, so I picked them out in that order. But then I put them in an order where I liked how like the pattern went through them, and that's what the numbers are, and that's what the order on the right is. So just to clarify, that's what all of that means. And yeah, I don't know why. I just liked the way that it came together, and I think it looked nice. And again, this is like a really simple setup. I didn't glue anything in like I normally would. I literally just used the supplies that are here. So like a ruler, my zebra click art, I think is what they're called, clip art. My Pilot G2, as always. That is a 07 that I'm using, but I do have 3/8s, I have 05s, and I have 1s, so like really big ones. And that's it. Like there's no washi tape or anything, that's literally all that I used. And then I love doing drop shadows with my lettering, so that's what I'm doing here. Writing out July, and then I'm going to letter over it again using that pink color, and it creates like a little drop shadow two-toned effect, and I always like how that ends up looking, so always happy with that. I'll add in like my dates and everything, the days of the week. I think I add a goals section on the bottom, but I don't fill it out in this video, and I still haven't filled it out, so that's great. One thing that you might have noticed, and I actually can't remember if it was in my June video, is my cover is not on my notebook anymore, and there's a reason behind that. So obviously it's July, and I don't know how I'm gonna feel about this in January. I don't know how I'm gonna feel about this like next week even, but I think that I'm going to move into a Hobonichi Techo cousin. So the one that has weeks in it as well as days. I think that I'm actually going to be moving into that in 2022. So that is a big move from bullet journaling. It's a little bit of a scary move just because dated daily pages are really intimidating to me. I really hate skipping, and I really hate empty pages. So I would have to really commit, and in order to commit, I actually have purchased myself a Stalogy notebook. I think I'd heard about it like in passing, but I'd never like seen one or like understood what it was. But it's basically, it's pretty similar to a Hobonichi, I think, at least. It has the same like super thin paper, it's fountain pen friendly, it doesn't bleed through, but it ghosts. And I have a Stalogy, and it's undated. I don't know if they're all undated, but it's an undated half-year journal. So I figured July, August, September, October, November, December, I will attempt to fill up this Stalogy, and if I like it, then I will reward myself with, wait, did I give myself 31 days? Hold on. Now that I'm looking at that, I'm like, that's wrong. Yeah, I did. I didn't even notice that. Okay, it's fine. I will white out that box. I apologize. I literally didn't realize that I gave myself the wrong number of days, so that's really fun. But back to what I was talking about with the Stalogy, I'm trying to daily journal in that Stalogy. I'm not bullet journaling in that Stalogy at the moment. I'm kind of keeping track of the things that I'm doing as in my day-to-day, more like memory keeping in there. And that's kind of my plan for if I get a Hobonichi Techo. I would do most of my planning on the weekly pages, like future planning kind of stuff. And then on the daily pages, I would have probably a little section for bullet journaling. I believe there's like a time bar kind of system in there from what I remember from watching videos. I'll have to double check on that though. But I would bullet journal in there, but also do memory keeping, just random little blurbs, journaling, little notes, things to remember, pictures from the day. So like one thing that I'm doing in my Stalogy right now is I'm doing a picture of the day and a song of the day every day. So just kind of figuring out what my groove is with all of that kind of stuff. So that's a big move. I do have another Amanda Rach Lee journal, which is what this journal is, and it's empty, and because I bought 2 of them, I think it was a Black Friday sale that it was buy one get one 50% off. And I knew that I wanted to use them for my 2021 journals, whatever year it is. I knew that I wanted to use them for my 2021 journals, but I didn't know that 1, it would take me a lot longer to get through them than I thought it would, and 2, that I was going to move away from them, but they'll definitely, like, it definitely won't go to waste. It's definitely not going to just sit empty on my shelf forever. I actually really like these kind of notebooks for sketchbooks. I used to have a Scribbles That Matter. That was a sketchbook of mine. So, that journal will definitely get used, but it's kind of weird to think that this will be like my last 6 months bullet journaling potentially, but it's not even like the end. Like I'm still using the system essentially. It's just not in a bullet journal, and I would have layouts. And I haven't had that in a really long time because I don't really like planners in general, but I think that having that bit of structure would be nice. At least right now, having that structure, and seeing like other people's Hobonichis and everything, I want one. So that's a thing that might be happening. But here we are adding in one of my trackers, one of 2 of my trackers. So I ended up doing a workout tracker because a few days ago now, I met with a nutritionist for the first time, and she actually suggested changing up one of the things she suggested multiple things, but one of the things she suggested was doing more strength workouts, because for the most part I only do cardio. So that's one thing that I thought would be a good thing to track this month, just to see what I'm doing, what I'm up to, any days that I skip, that kind of stuff. And I left it's literally like 4 or 5 dots, but I left a little space for notes. I figured I could put like feelings in there or something. I don't know. I'll figure it out eventually. But some kind of indicator of how the workout went, that kind of stuff. So maybe I'll change that to like a rating system or something. So that might be cool. But yeah, so working out is something that I would like to keep track of. Last month it was sleep. I actually should keep up with sleep. I'm just not tracking it in like a bar tracker the way that I was last month. I still sleep with my Apple Watch every night. So that tracks it that way. And then in my habit tracker, which is on the next page that we're gonna do, I end up putting a space, I believe, for hitting my sleep goal. So putting that in, like having that have its own page just wasn't as useful to me as I thought it would be. So I didn't do that. I really love this click art though. I didn't think that they were waterproof. I mean, obviously they are at this point because we've seen me run my Tombow over them. But I just love the line that it puts out, and it comes in so many different colors. I thought about pulling some of them out for my color scheme and everything, and I didn't end up doing that, but I just love, like, it's just a nice chunky line. The colors are really, really fun, but even just like having the black one is just so nice for fine lining. Like if I needed one fine liner while I was like going, I don't know, packing a bag for a trip or to go to work or something, I would definitely throw this one in. I love the click. I love that there's no cap. So I really like it. So putting in my habit tracker next. Yes. That's what's happening. I do have my journal in front of me. 1 second. So I can tell you what my habits are. Actually, we can open this up together. So, let's see. My habits are to drink more water. Also, a suggestion from my nutritionist, I don't drink enough water. I didn't drink enough water in general, but also like during this festival I haven't been drinking enough water, and it kind of like smacks me in the face every single day. So I definitely need to be more on top of that. Taking my meds, just a thing to track. Doing food journaling, which is not new to me, but also kind of new to me. So it's kind of like, it's not like a secret or anything, but I've been on Weight Watchers for a little bit now, and that's very like food journaling centric, but it's points based, which doesn't actually provide you with that much information if you're looking back. So I've switched over to using MyFitnessPal, but I still have my Weight Watchers membership. I'm kind of like using both in tandem. So using my food journal and putting all of that stuff in there is one of my habits. Closing my move ring is one of my habits. Getting into my journal, getting creative, doing Duolingo, reading, doing yoga, practicing self-care, resetting my apartment, and hitting my sleep goal are all of my habits. So lots of them, but also not lots of them. And I don't know why, but I left them with 2 spaces. I really want to do a pattern with the my tombos, so hence the order thing. So when I fill it out, I want to do like a checkerboard pattern with them. So it's gonna look a little funky because every habit has 2 squares across but only 1 square down, so it's gonna be like a rectangle checkerboard, which is fine, but I don't know why I did it that way. But yeah, just putting in my habits and everything, as always. It's usually a 2 or 3 page plan with me, as you guys know, but usually it's sped up so I don't have this much time to talk. But I actually think I'm going to leave you guys here. There are a few songs left, flipping through things, finishing up my habit tracker, all of that kind of stuff. I hope that you guys enjoyed this video, and I will see you next time. Bye!